The last thing I expected to see at the grand old age of 57, 58 was a rash-like thing appearing around my face, around here, that I couldn't get rid of, that gradually got worse and worse and worse, and I had no idea what it was. But we are here to discuss how I got rid of it. I'm going to share my journey, I'm going to share the products, I'm going to try and share everything. Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Andri. If you have clicked on this video, you are probably suffering with perioral dermatitis, or you're just one of my friends that are here to support me, so thank you. Anyway, if you're suffering with perioral dermatitis, I feel you. I also would like to add at this point, I am not an expert, I am not a dermatologist, but I have suffered with it, and it was the last thing I ever expected to suffer with at this age. I've never really suffered with acne or any real problems with my skin. So when this started, and it started very mildly and then gradually got worse, I was shocked. And it's annoying, and it does kind of pull you down with this rash all around your face. I'm going to share with you how I got rid of it. So let's take this right back to the beginning. I first remember noticing this rash in December because I remember being in Milton Keynes and using my steroid cream around about this area here. Now, whenever I'm traveling, I always take my tube of steroid cream with me because I tend to have, or I used to have, a real dry patch here and a dry patch here, and when I used my steroid cream it would get rid of it. So just in case it appeared, I always carry that with me as part of my skincare when I put my skincare together. So anyway, these little red type pimple things started to appear around my face. I think initially it was just on this side it started, and I started using my steroid cream. And when you use your steroid cream, it gets rid of it. But what nobody tells you, and what you don't know at the time, is the next time it comes back twice as worse, and it gradually gets worse. The more you use steroid cream, the worse it gets. So people, throw your steroid creams away. It is also said that inhalers, if you're using like a steroid inhaler, I remember my eldest son, who suffered with asthma when he was a child, I remember him having this red rash all the way around his mouth. Now I know what it was, and it's probably because he was using both the blue and the brown inhaler. The brown inhaler was the steroid inhaler, and now thinking back, that's what that rash probably was. And it's tiny little dots, it's just tiny little dots. I just put it down to kind of childhood eczema, and eczema normally comes with asthma. I didn't really look into it at the time, it wasn't serious, it was like this redness that he had around here. But now thinking back, that's what it is. So what are the causes of this? Nobody really knows. A lot of people will say it's mint flavours, cinnamon things, toothpaste, steroid creams, fluoride in toothpaste. It could be any one of these things. But what I did was, initially my first reaction was to change my skincare. So I stopped using anything that was new in my skincare. That didn't make a difference because I was still using steroid cream. Eventually I actually stopped using all skincare. That didn't make a difference because although I had stopped using all skincare, I was still using steroid cream. And like I said, the steroid cream would get rid of it for a wee while. The minute you stop using the steroid cream, it came back. So it was this vicious circle. When I started doing my research, and now the reason I started doing my research, I had no idea what this was. I was just putting up with it. But I started talking about it on my Instagram stories. I do a lot of Instagram stories. Just in case you don't follow me, it's Andri's World. I do basically every day I do stories on Instagram. And I had started talking about it because it really got worse. It got so bad. And I had put up with this. I mean, I've only just recently got rid of it, and you'll see that with all the footage that I've made, because I was taking footage from the moment I was prescribed a cream to try and get rid of this, to show you the process. And anyway, I was talking about it a few months ago on my Instagram, and my friend here from YouTube and Instagram, Tanya Bits and Bags, she messaged me and she says, Andri, I think you have perioral dermatitis. And she had said to me it was something that she had suffered with, and she went to a dermatologist and they prescribed her a cream and it got rid of it, basically. And that's what she said to me. So I had never up to this point heard of perioral dermatitis, never. So I googled it, and the symptoms, what it looked like, again I will insert pictures wherever need be, was what I had. That was it. I knew that, and it just, the fact that it said steroid cream could be a main cause, I thought, that's it. That's what it is. That's what's behind this whole thing. So they said it's overuse of steroid cream. I think the steroid cream aggravated mine, but I don't think it started it off. So I started looking back to when it started, what I had changed. Now last year I had changed my whole diet, and that's a whole other story, but I'll link videos below if you're interested. It's all about blood work, getting blood work, and having to change my basic lifestyle, diet lifestyle, food lifestyle. So I went from pretty much an average diet to a really healthy diet, and then this happened. Why? What did I change in it? And I found it very hard to believe that it was my new diet. And I thought, it can't be toothpaste. I've been using toothpaste, fluoride toothpaste, all my life, because then when I started doing my research and I was just trying to work out for me what I had changed and what was different. So I didn't stop using fluoride toothpaste, but I had changed my toothpaste. So I had started using a pink whitening toothpaste, but anyway, I eventually stopped using that, and I still had that. Perioral dermatitis is when you've basically broken down the barrier of your skin. And I also started using, you know, things like retinols from over the counter that I had never used before. So I have weakened my skin around this area, and I was using them around here because I was thinking, oh, let's get rid of these deep lines with the retinol, you know, the stupid things we do. And I think one reason I got this was I had weakened my skin barrier around this area. The other thing that I think really aggravated mine was the fact that I was using far too much cinnamon, and they say cinnamon could be a cause. And I remember Rico saying to me, that's not normal, the amount of cinnamon you're putting in your porridge. And I was literally going shh, like this, because I thought, oh, it's a spice, it's healthy, it's good for you. No, people, things in moderation. So I think all these things aggravated it, weakened this area here. So I think the amount of cinnamon I was using, plus I had kind of weakened my skin barrier around it here, and I needed to fix it. They do say sometimes it could go away itself, mine wasn't. Anyway, doing my research, I stopped using the steroid cream. I also bought myself a mask. This is what improved it for me. I bought myself a mask, and I'll link this below. I also started using Sudocrem, which is a nappy, rash, eczema, surface wounds, sunburn, blah blah blah. So this is an antiseptic healing cream, and this I found helped as well. So these things started to make it feel better. And I'd also started using ROZEX 0.75. There we go. Now this is a prescription antibiotic, and the reason I knew about this was because I had watched a video that Nadine Baguette, something like that, had made. I'm going to link her video below, and I'm also going to link Dr. Sam Ellis's video as well. These are the two videos that I found really helpful. Dr. Sam Ellis one was sent to me by a friend of mine here on YouTube and Instagram. Pat, thank you so much. She sent me this video. these are the two videos that I found really helpful, and they're not going to kind of mumble on like I am just now. They get to the specifics. They are really worth a watch, okay, if you're suffering with perioral dermatitis, because I'm feeling you. Okay, so I knew about that. I went to the doctor. I had bloods done so they can check that there was no underlying problem, and they then prescribed the ROZEX for me. And it has to be, make sure you get the cream and not the gel, because it comes in a gel form, and I think the gel has alcohol in it, which can aggravate that area as well. So that's what I use. I am going to add the footage of the process from when I started using it. Do not expect this to work overnight. It's taken me a few months. They say if you've suffered it for 6 months, it's going to take 6 months to leave. I remember first noticing mine in December. I'm filming this in September. So we're nearly a year, people. But I started the process in July, I think it was. In July with the creams and everything. But like I said, you'll see that footage. I'll add it at the end from the day one and all the days that I started using it. I am now totally clear. I have nothing on my skin now. It's totally clear. I'm really nervous about it. If I feel a tingle, I think it's coming back. If I see a redness, I think it's coming back. I panic and I quickly go to my antibiotic cream. This is how much it took using it twice a day. Can we see? I don't know what's wrong with my camera and my light, but everything gets washed out. This is how much of it I used. So I used a lot of the cream before I managed to get rid of it. You know, the thing with this is it covers up. When I used to put makeup on, it covered up. It wasn't something that showed. I also had gone to the chemist, the pharmacist, and so before I went to the doctor, and they had prescribed an acne cream. Oh my goodness, that made it look so much worse, and it really aggravated it, and that's what spurred me on to go to the doctors. It was after I went to the pharmacist and I used the acne cream, and my face, it just exploded. Some people get this around their eye area as well. I never ever had it around my eye area. I just always had it around about here. So people, throw away your steroid creams. If you're using them, do not use them on your face, and check back on what you've changed. Like I said, I ended up stopping all my skincare. Through this process, I also changed my skincare, and I'm going to share that with you. One, because I have lots of people asking me to share my skincare, and I absolutely love my new skincare regime. My skin has not looked this good since I was a baby. Honestly, my skin looks absolutely amazing. It's glowing, and I don't know if it's because I'm taking more time with it, if it's because I'm using a mask, if it's the new skincare. I don't know what it is. I never ever was the type of person that would sleep with makeup on. I always cleansed my face, washed my face before going to bed. I always cleansed and moisturized and used Estee Lauder products. I've dabbled, and you'll see that on my channel, with No. 7 products, which made my skin react. And I think it was all these things, dabbling in different creams, that kind of weakened the skin barrier on around this area, and then, you know, it was weak, so I wasn't able to fight off whatever was going on with it. So in my personal opinion, I think it's the amount. I don't think I'm actually allergic to cinnamon, but I think it was the amount of cinnamon I was using aggravated it. The skin barrier breaking down. Maybe that pink whitening toothpaste, because I haven't used that for months as well, were the causes of all these things. But here's my new skincare regime that I now use. So every night I use my mask, and I'm going to link this mask below. It's not very expensive. It's quite often reduced. It goes up and down in price. When I got it, it was reduced. I have paid full price for it for gifts as well. My daughter-in-law said to me the other day it was reduced because she was telling one of her clients about it, because she's a beauty therapist, and she was recommending it to one of her clients. So I use this every night. This has 3 lights on it. It has a red, a blue and an orange. The red light is for collagen, the blue light is for acne, and the orange light is for glowy skin. I use all three every night. Most nights, it's rare that I don't use it. 10 minutes on each light. It switches off after 10 minutes and then you have to put it on. This, you cannot see out of it. You cannot do anything when you're wearing it. You just kind of put it on like so and you cannot see a thing. And you also get goggles with it, and I highly recommend you use the goggles with it. I use this as my chill out time. So basically 30 minutes I am lying there using all three lights, and I do that every night. I can't sit and say to you it's this that's made a difference, but you'll see I noticed a difference with this area the first time I used it. You'll see that at the end if you stay that long to see the process of me getting rid of all that I had around my face. So I also changed my skincare to, from Estee Lauder, everything was Estee Lauder, to La Roche-Posay, and the other one I used was CeraVe. So I'm going to tell you exactly in what order I use what. I still sometimes use my Sudocreme. If you've got Sudocreme, there was something in this that is supposed to be good and I can't remember what it is now, but it's something in this which I'm sure you probably can get in other creams, but I really found this helpful. It just calmed the whole area down. So like I said, Sudocreme, I used this for my babies when they as a nappy cream. That's what I used it at, so I'll let you see that as well. Again, if I can, I'll link anything I can down below. There you go, Sudocreme, lifesaver for all sorts of things. I've always got one of these tubs in the house. Right, so that I use that for that area when I wasn't using the antibiotic cream. So that's what that's the things I was using initially to get rid of this area, plus the fact stopping cinnamon, the pink toothpaste and all of that. So to cleanse my face I use La Roche-Posay Toleriane. I'm not even going to try it and read these things, but this is what I use as a face wash. That's what that looks like. Okay, so I basically just rub that on my face and then just use a cloth to take off all my makeup. Before I do that, honestly I've gone back old school to what I used to use before, like simple ingredients, simple things. So to remove my eye makeup, I use simple eye makeup remover. There we go, I used to use this years ago. So put that on a cotton pad, take off the makeup from round my eyes, wash my face with that and a flannel, and go in with La Roche-Posay soothing lotion for sensitive skin. So this is what I use as a toner, and this feels so mild compared to the toners that I've used in the past. I mean, if you've been with me for a while, you'll know I swore by the Pexi, but this is what I've been using. Like I said, I really simplified the ingredients that I was putting on my face, and my face is loving it. You know, not all of us can do the retinols and the high, you know, this, that and the other, and it gets really confusing with skincare. I've now learned my skin likes simple skincare, and I'm just trying to repair this area around here that I have damaged through the overuse of products, because I thought, oh, I'm older, all these older women or all these women of my age group are all using retinols and vitamin C's and this, that and the other. I need to be putting all of that on my face. No, my face does not need all of that. My face works with simplicity. Okay, if it's nighttime, I have a nighttime CeraVe facial moisturizing lotion. There we go, I use that one. So what I've tried to do, and the reason I've gone from like the La Roche-Posay and the CeraVe, I'm trying to get different skin effects from the products, trying to keep it simple but trying to work on aging skin, glowing skin and all of that. And that's why I've gone between the two, because I felt one was giving me this, the other was giving me that. So basically just read what each one does, and you know, go for your skin. You might have dull skin and need glowy skin. I know, like with this, if you're suffering with kind of like really greasy skin, the moisturizer I'm using, the CeraVe facial moisturizing lotion, this is AM and it's got SPF 50, probably won't be any good for you if you've already got a greasy skin, because this leaves me with a lovely glow. I love it. I mean, my skin eats this up. It really does. I wouldn't say, you wouldn't look at my skin and think it's really dry or greasy. I think I've kind of got kind of a normal skin type, but it's Asian skin, so it loves, like, it just goes, so this is good for me. But if you've got greasy skin, it's not good for you. So that's the moisturizer I use. The serum I'm using is so this is what I'm saying to you, I've mixed it up because I feel the serum gives me this and the moisturizer gives me that. So this is anti-wrinkle, as you can see. So this is La Roche-Posay serum. And I'm not saying this is going to work for you, but this is what's worked for me. And honestly, I've never seen my skin. I mean, it looks amazing. It really does. I picked up 2 eye creams because I felt one was giving me this and the other was giving me that. So I've got the La Roche-Posay serum B5, and I don't tend to use, as though this is a cream, I don't tend to use the 2 at the same time. We use one at night, one in the morning, depending what the fancy takes me. So the La Roche Hyalu B5, I use this. Now when I use this, if I'm using this in the morning, now when I do use this, I'll use this first before I use anything else, because it's got that sticky texture. So I feel I need to put serum moisturizer over it. I don't really mind if my moisturizer kind of goes around that area. I don't mind. I'm not particular about things like that. Or if I'm feeling really fancy, then I will go in with the eye repair cream. So you see what I mean? Like, this is an eye repair. This was, what was this giving me? Something else. So that's why I've mixed and matched. So the eye repair cream is, again, the CeraVe. There we go. And that's what that looks like. So I go between the 2. I also bought, when I bought all of this, I was going on holiday, but we should all be using an SPF. But this is an SPF with kind of a bit of a skin colour to it, not too much. I don't think it makes much of a difference. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with I don't know if it's the camera. I think it's my camera. It's getting old, people. Can we see? Because honestly, I'm not that white. So that's what it looks like. It doesn't give you great coverage, but I don't know. I just went one with colour because I was going on holiday, and I used that over my moisturiser, which is also SPF 50. So this is plus 50. And yeah, that's the sunblock. So that's basically the skincare that I'm using. I'm gonna, if I lower this down anymore, it's not gonna have any light. But I think it's my camera. It's just not working well with the lighting just now. Sorry, I keep going on about the camera. But I just want to explain, because I know the last few videos I've been washed out, and I thought it's at the window, and it's not. It's obviously my camera. Sorry. Anyway, that's for those of you that are asking, yes, Andri, your skin's looking good. What are you using? Simple products. That's the products I am using. I'll try and link them below for you. Remember the antibiotic cream, you need to get it on prescription. So yeah, and watch the 2 videos. If you're really struggling with it, watch the 2 videos that I'm going to link below as well, because these 2 girls really explain it properly and much better than I do, and they are both experts in their own field. I'm now going to insert the footage of the process of me getting to this position with clear skin. It is the 4th of July, and this is how my skin is looking. I'm just about to use the antibiotic cream for the first time. So this is actually quite calm. There we go. It's a close up. Let's see if this cream works. I just have it round here. Okay, it is the 5th of July, the day after, and I see a massive improvement. So I used the cream twice yesterday as directed, and I used it this morning, and then I'll use it again tonight, and I'm still using my lamp. So it's really improved. It just looks, it still feels a bit bumpy there, and there, but it just feels calm now. So day 2 of using the antibiotic cream. It is the 6th of July, so the 3rd day of using the antibiotic cream. So I used it this morning, used it twice yesterday and twice the day before. I feel they're a little bit, this area is a wee bit more raised this morning. When I woke up, they were okay. They were, don't know if it's me working out or me I'm just back from the gym doing spin, or if it's me adding moisturiser, or the fact that I had cinnamon in my porridge yesterday, because I did see some videos with, they say if you chew gum with cinnamon in it, so I don't know, I eat a lot of cinnamon when I have porridge. I put a lot of it in, so I don't know if that's, it definitely feels a little more aggravated around this area today. Hello, today is the 7th of July. Today's update, it's still looking a little raw today, so this all began yesterday, and I think it's because, I think I said earlier on, I'm beginning to think cinnamon's got something to do with it. Didn't have any cinnamon today, so close up. Seems to be the worst part. This is actually where it started there, and then round here. Used the antibiotic cream this morning. Oh, I wish it would just go away. It actually got me really down today because I felt as if it was going away, and it seemed to be calming down when I was eating eggs in the morning, a more protein based diet, as opposed to now I'm back on the porridge today minus cinnamon, with nuts and that kurfa stuff. I think that's the next thing I'm going to cut out if it doesn't start to improve. Today is the 8th. I feel I see an improvement. I used my lamp last night, and I used my lamp this morning, and I made sure I used the orange settings. I used all 3 settings, and I also today have started using my pseudocreme again. No porridge, no cinnamon, so I do feel it has improved, and I'm not getting that tingly sensation today, so that's where we're at. Today is the 10th of July. I didn't update yesterday, but the skin I feel is looking much better. So I did my lamp therapy this morning using red, blue and orange, 10 minutes on each setting, and I used my antibiotic cream this morning, and yesterday I used the pseudocreme, and I'll be using I'm speaking awful slow today, and I'm going to go and put some pseudocreme on just now as well. When I woke up this morning, I actually felt as if my skin was clear. I didn't wake up with that tingling feeling, because you can feel this on your skin, and that tingling is not bad today at all. It almost feels as if it's not there. Right, I'm going to go and put some of my pseudocreme on now. So it's a close up there, and there, and there. Today is the 13th. I haven't kind of logged in for a few days, but there we go. So we're over a week of using the antibiotic cream. It's a close up. It is fading, it is getting smaller, but I do think the pseudocreme is really helping as well. I just feel the pseudo-cream calms it right down. So that's the update. Good morning, it is the 26th of July. I haven't updated for a while. I have been on holiday. I am back. It's been over a week since I last gave you an update. This is the update. I felt my skin had really improved on holiday, so I wasn't using the lamp or anything on holiday. I used pseudo-cream for a few days and I was using my antibiotic cream most days. So here is the update. There we go. I laugh at myself doing all these close-ups, but at this stage I feel pseudo-cream is the powerful cream of the two creams. Might be a combination of both. Today is the 22nd of August and I think my skin's been looking great. People, this is gym face and I needed my hair colour done, but you're not here about that, you're here about the skin. I think I'm going to now stop using the cream because all that's left is a bit of redness. I did use it this morning, but I think I'm just going to I'm going to stop using the cream now and see what happens. Here's a close-up. So it's just, there's no bumps or anything left. It is just a bit of redness left kind of in the creases here. So I'm going to stop and see what happens with that. So that's the latest update. Okay, final check-in. So this is my skin. Looking fabulous. There we go. So today is September the 3rd. So that's the process from beginning to end, and there is a beginning and an end, so don't lose hope. It does eventually go. Sometimes they say it goes on its own accord. Mine just gradually got worse. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I would love for you to subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to put an A right here. If you would like to see more videos from me, I'll link one here, and remember, thumbs up is always very much appreciated, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.